on?
Wait, I'm back.
1 second too late. You're so close.
I'm like, I can make it. Wait, no, I can't.
It's okay. It's okay. Hi, Dagny. Dagny's the first one I see. I know I'm going to scroll the top. I know Richard had to be the first here. So, Richard, I'm just going to assume because he's always the first in the chat. And everybody else, thank you guys so much. I'm going to do my best to keep up with the chat tonight. I know it will be crazy, but I promise I will do my best as I can. And if I don't answer your question, don't feel bad and ask it again. I'm okay with that because it's going to go so fast. So I have my co-host. Oh, can I go the right? I went the right way the first time. My co-host Julian and my good friends Misty and Joslyn. If you guys don't know them, everybody's channel is linked in the description below, and the moderators will be dropping their channels as well. So do you guys want to go big and introduce yourself? It's up to you.
I don't care.
Not to put you on the spot. No. I'm going to make Misty big just because I can. Okay, Misty.
She used to being big.
But you have such a cute bow. You have to go big first.
Thanks. Hi, I'm Misty, Thrifter, Junker, Vintage Hunter, and you can find me on YouTube and Instagram. And I sell on eBay, but I sell live sales on Instagram and YouTube.
Okay, I just added you as a moderator. Hold on. Okay, Joslyn, ready, set, big.
Hi, I'm Joslyn. I'm the Crazy Lamp Lady. I have a YouTube channel. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and I buy and sell vintage and antiques.
Okay, Julian, we're going to skip you because he got to where he's like, hey, thanks for having me. Okay, bye. Like,
you're skipped.
Thanks for having me. I'm here all week.
I'm here every Tuesday. You can find me sitting here, not talking. River Acres Resellers, I hope we can share some helpful information with you. I went like a crazy person to 4 thrift stores today with my mother. There are 2 thrift stores within 5 minutes of my house that I did not know about that are really big.
Ooh,
really big.
Wow.
And one of them, it's probably like 5,000 square feet built. It's big. And they had quarter prices, 25 cents. I'm like, oh,
that's unheard of.
On like vintage pillows for a quarter.
That's crazy.
Like, oh, I will pick those up. And they were very cool.
Fill your car? That's the question.
I half filled it. I'm trying to.
That's cool.
I had my mother in it too, so that that takes up some space. I was good with just like my mom's like no, and it turns out that my mom wanted to go to the quilt shop that was an hour away, so she had an ulterior motive to wanting to go to more thrift stores. So, yeah. Miss Renee, hello. Thank you for coming. Courtney is in the house. Bolo Buddies. Yes, Joslyn went live as a precursor to our show to bring all of the people here to join people that were already here. So I appreciate you guys that came over. If you have questions, ask. I'm scrolling. I have not seen any questions. Picking with Penny Lynn, thank you. We are happy to have you here with us. I am scrolling and scrolling. I see lots of hellos. Aurora, we are on. But you asked that like 3 minutes ago. I get behind. Joslyn, I have to tell you, I almost bid on that chicken.
Did you?
Like a live chicken?
It was a flag glass.
Wouldn't be surprised.
You'd be surprised, actually. One of them.
And I was like,
I think
I showed my mom. Oh.
One of the best stories ever was when Kat went to the flea market one time and she was texting me and she's like, I bought chickens. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I'm thinking like she bought ceramic chickens. And next thing I know, she's like sending me a picture of this real chicken in her kitchen. It's like this fluffy Polish hen. And I'm like, you mean you bought chickens? Like, you didn't. What are you going to do with it? I'm like, I really hope you filmed this because like
it's going to live in the yard. Thank you for coming on. She's like, is it real?
Like, doesn't your mom have chickens?
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, how many chickens does your mom have?
I don't know. It kind of varies depending on the foxes and the hawks. So
We
it
have
kind of just,
predators too.
I think it hovers right around 7. Sometimes it's 6 or 5, and then sometimes it's like 9.
Then you gotta get some more from the flea
She
market.
was talking to me one day, and she was getting out of the car. She's like, "I'm gonna pet this chicken." And she's like, "Your chicken."
No, the better story was the quail, Joslyn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I sent you that where it was outside my window. I'm like, what kind of bird is that? And I'm like, I'm gonna go pet it. I tried to catch it. And it was like, nope.
Aurora wants to know. I don't know how to read this. How do you so beautiful? Is she asking how are you so beautiful after a clean out?
It's the quality of the camera is really just not picking up on the bugs and all of the dust and the sweat that's all over me right now.
Some of it's probably really good genes. Really good genes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yvonne.
I'm trying to find Yvonne because I thought
Yvonne and I are having a live sale together tomorrow on my channel.
Oh, that will be fun. What time are you doing your live sale?
1 o'clock Eastern.
Okay. I am at work, but I'm not now. Obviously, I'm not at work. Yvonne types. Oh, there you are. Okay. I didn't see the mod thing, and I was like, I swear I modded her. Hopefully work will be chill so I can come in. That would be nice.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
Fun. I'm really excited about it.
Hey there, Danny. You guys are hiding a lot and not asking questions. So we're talking about birds.
I'm seeing some questions.
Well, I'm not.
You're scrolling further up.
Yes, okay, I'm still scrolling. Yeah, so that's okay as long as I don't go overboard. I have to remember, like, thrift in moderation. Not thrift like you would auction, and not be able to see out the back window. But it was hard. That one is 5 minutes from here. I'm so excited. And the owners were like so interested in me having a YouTube channel. It was so cool. They were asking me all kinds of questions. And I'm like, I've lived here 5 years and didn't know you were here. And I know some people in Gainesville, which is where I work, are starting to come out here to my thrift because they see me at mine. So I'm like, well, maybe we'll get you some more because I didn't even know it was there.
That's awesome.
And that is such a great, like, going into antique stores. I know that we've all had this, where people watch our videos and stuff, and you go into these antique stores and you talk to them and stuff, and they're like, oh my gosh, I've had, these people came in and they said I came here because I saw, Thrift Junkers videos, and it just makes you feel so good that you're able to help another small business, grow and thrive. And I just think that I love that. That's like one of my favorite parts about creating videos is hearing from the antique mall owners and the vendors that it's like helping their sales as well. So I love that.
Yeah. And the antique mall that is 10 minutes from the house that I didn't know about, that one only opened in November. So at least it hasn't been around for years. The owner actually watched my video. It's a co-owner. There are 2 of them, and said, I'm so sorry I wasn't here the day you came. Please come back again, which was really cool to see the owner come and watch. So they're listening, and, I'm telling them, because like I'm in a tiny little town. But if these people from an hour away, I drive an hour to thrift, so why wouldn't people from the bigger cities come drive an hour to thrift here, Yeah. I'm going to pop this up, and I will tell you, I've got comments, and I'm actually interested to hear you guys' thoughts on this. And I think it might be a little controversial, but River Acres resellers want to know, how do you combat fleas and bed bugs when you're bringing home a Goodwill haul or a thrift haul? And I've had a lot of these comments recently on my videos.
Well, with linens, bring them home and wash them and put them in the dryer. If it's something that's more delicate, like quilts that you don't necessarily, Joslyn has some really good putting quilts in the dryer, things, but she's like, shreds, and you sometimes you don't want to put certain fabrics in the dryer, but if you put them out in the sun and let them be outside for a little while. I've never really had, I know that it can be a problem. I've never really had that problem. I don't pick up a lot of textiles like I used to, but with linens and stuff, I'll just bring them home and throw them in the washer and dryer, and the dryer usually will kill things.
Yeah, one of the laws in Pennsylvania is that all upholstery and all textiles have to be sprayed before they're sold. So they're all sprayed with bug killers and stuff. And they all have to be tagged. So they all have a yellow tag on them that they've been sprayed. So before you sell them, they have to be sprayed. Like all of the Whitco furniture that we brought into the antique mall, before we could even put it out, because we had couches and bar stools that had upholstery, they all had to be sprayed. So a lot of the things that we're buying, even though we're buying them secondhand, they are all sprayed. So that's always brings me like, oh, we're good. And other than that, I really don't buy a whole lot of textiles unless, of course, they're quilts. I buy a lot of quilts. But usually I know where they're coming from. Like I'll buy them from an estate and I have an idea of the way the estate was kept and whatnot. And even then, sometimes the estates actually have to spray them. So here it's a law in Pennsylvania, and it's not a law everywhere. So
it's a good one, because I actually had an issue with this like 2 months ago. I never actually put it out because it was just a pain. I bought.
Julian, did you have bed bugs?
No.
Julian,
it wasn't that bad. It would be way worse with bed bugs. But I bought a Keurig. It's supposed to be brand new from an auction. Brought it home, and I bought it for myself because I didn't have one, and it had German roaches in it. And it was like, because my house is fairly clean, so it's like I'm like kind of OCD. And I saw one, I was like, you look kind of German, because I know what a palmetto bug looks like. I know they're little. And I was like, all right, well, I killed it. And I was like, eh. And then I saw another one. I was like, oh no, we got an issue. So I immediately called. They came out. They said there's far from an infestation or anything. They said you might only have 2. And the guy was like, what did you just get? And I was like, that Keurig. He was like, they breed German roaches because they're warm and like they like that warmness. So now I have a thing where if I buy anything, it goes in my garage first, and I actually spray like stuff like that. But I also have a storage unit. Like when I buy those big attic lots and everything that it might have bugs, it goes there first.
Like everybody is going to throw out their Keurigs right now.
I'm telling you, I did. I went back to a regular coffee maker. I got Mr. Coffee sitting there now. No Keurig for me. That costed me $600.
Yeah.
I had an answer, and now y'all are gonna make me feel like I'm ding dong for my answer. I will wash what can be washed, but a lot of it is vintage and antique and can't be. I definitely look over it all. I don't worry about it, but now y'all are making me think I should worry about it.
Keurigs, don't buy them.
But like Misty said, I think you could hang in the sun. A lot of mine are like Joslyn said, like where I'm going into the estate and seeing like a very well kept house, because a lot of mine is from auction. So that's not thrift store. But the thrift store, I look over what I feel like I would see it, but I might not. I might be coming to y'all 2 months from now having bed bugs. Oh,
they would be very hard to get rid of.
Heat will kill, like the heat will kill a lot of things. So if you're putting things out in the sun, draping over your fence or, just spreading it out. Like I've spread stuff out like over all my like lawn furniture, if I didn't want to get it in the grass, and just letting the sun get to it a little bit. You still have to watch it. You don't want it to fade. But I mean, typically like if I go out and buy a bunch of linen, I'll just throw them in the washing machine, like tablecloths and that kind of stuff. I don't treat them. Like I don't get stains out. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. I leave that up to the buyer. But I like things to smell fresh. I guess when I'm sending them off.
Do you use? So I use like the fabric bead thingies when I do my own. Do you use that? I've gotten complaints. People said stuff smelled like perfume, and I think it was my fabric beads, and it wasn't perfume.
Once upon a time when I was selling clothing, I made the mistake of like washing like biking shorts and stuff and putting fabric softener in with them, and like the bicycle shirts. I don't know what they're called, the little jerseys. And I got complaints about the fabric softener with those, but I think I don't know. I still use fabric softener with mine.
I might, but now y'all are gonna make me. If you drive by a house that has like 50 throws out on the lawn, that'll be me.
We're just trying to kill bugs over here. Don't worry about it.
Just trying to get rid of the bed bugs. Vinny wants to know, what are our favorite things to buy?
Things with faces.
Things with faces.
I like anthropomorphic and kitschy things.
Nobody can guess mine.
Art glass.
Art glass. Yes, that's what it is. How did you know?
Lucky gift.
Mine would be things made of metal. We're going like that.
We're going with okay, then mine would be things made of clay.
There you go.
That's easy.
I like pottery.
There you go.
Yeah. Miss Pat, we kind of go off the questions. We don't really, the first like 2 weeks, which was way over a year ago that I did the show, I had topics, and that kind of like, you can only talk about one topic so much. So I threw topics out the window and we just talk about whatever. Hello, Flippin' Flamingos. I almost wore my Flippin' Flamingos shirt tonight. Almost. But I wore a fishing shirt instead. Linda Kelly is over on Facebook. Thank you to all the people watching on Facebook too. I appreciate you guys. Got her first order of bubble wrap. I know I have it. And Misty, you have one too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really great stuff. I really can't. Whether you use Kat's link or my link, it really is. We've all been have had cases where we are getting short on bubble wrap, and then you run out and you're like, oh my gosh. And then you have to go like to Walmart or something and buy bubble wrap real quick. But if you get it from American Bubble, well, you can get so much of it, and it comes to you the next day, and it's perforated. Yeah. Nobody from the bubble wrap factory has to be fired because it's all perforated, really nice. It's really good stuff.
That's my pet peeve. I don't like when it doesn't wrap. Yeah. So they're great. And mine came on a Sunday. I ordered Saturday and it came on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, if you order before 4 o'clock, it ships the next day. Sometimes it ships the same day.
Yes. Judith wants to know, how did we get started?
I have been in the antiques and vintage business my entire life. My parents were both antique dealers. I've been selling on eBay since the beginning of eBay. I think it seems, very like part-time or just for extra money. And I've been doing it full time for about 4 years now, I think.
Welcome back. Joslyn, how did you get started?
I got started about 10 years ago. And I got started when my dad brought home this lamp, and he was like, I'm going to sell it. I paid $5 for this. I'm going to sell it on eBay. It's like worth $70. And I'm like, it's worth how much? You're going to sell it for what? And so then I kind of got this idea in my head that I could sell stuff for more money than I pay for it. And it just kind of snowballed from there. And I started going to yard sales and buying stuff, and the rest is history. But I've been doing it for 10 years. So
my girlfriend took me to a Goodwill and told me you can buy stuff and flip it online. And I bought a teapot and made $20. And I was like, easy.
Your story was a teapot. I think that's adorable.
Yep. Never found it in Hawaii too. I was so nervous in shipping it. I was like, I live in South Carolina. I was like, man, Hawaii, this is never gonna make it. The package resistable wrap was done. The teapot was resistable.
It's got lots of a whole roll of bubble wrap.
So much bubble wrap.
Yeah, I have been a hustler my whole life. I feel like my brother did flea markets and he would buy like truckloads of stuff. So I grew up around like the whole hustle mentality. So I was like buying candies from Sam's in middle school and reselling them. And I've been on eBay since the 90s as well, off and on a little bit. And I am going full time in 2 days, guys. 2 days. I have 2 shifts left, 2 12-hour shifts the next 2 days. And then I am part-time. I will have 5 days off. Yay.
Nice.
You didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yes, I am super excited. And Dalton's 3rd birthday is Friday. So I have to do like no reselling stuff Friday because I have to get my house clean for 20 people for a party on Saturday. And then Saturday I'll be cleaning up. So Friday and Saturday, my first full-time reselling week, are not going to be reselling, but that's okay. Maisie wants to know, is getting a WorthPoint subscription worth it?
Yep. Well, I think so. I think it depends on what you're selling. I mean, if you're selling vintage and antiques, absolutely, it's absolutely worth it. And it's a tax write-off. You could write it off at the end of the year on your taxes, so it's absolutely worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I guess now eBay is actually offering TerraPeak to everyone though, without even a store subscription. So up to a year, you get the TerraPeak stuff. I didn't know that. I just found out a few days ago. So you do have that. You can look up eBay Solds. I guess I've never used it before, but eBay Solds for up to a year, which is beneficial. I mean, so maybe that would serve. I think that's free. But WorthPoint, I love WorthPoint. Works for me. I like being able to see how the market fluctuates on certain things because you can actually see the year and sort it by sale date to kind of see what's going on with the market. So that's why I like WorthPoint.
Yeah.
What they said.
Here he goes. I say yes as well. I subscribe. Yeah. And like Missy, if it's one-off items, sometimes they're not in the last 1 year of eBay history. So you need WorthPoint because one might not have sold since 2016 or even earlier. And that stuff, when I see that, I price up because I'm like, there hasn't been one on the market for 4 years. So I pay $26 or $27 a month, but I might have just priced an item $100 higher because I was able to research on WorthPoint. Let's see if this will go from here.
It looks like Danny actually just said that TerraPeak doesn't have photos though. And I feel like that would be a deal breaker for me. After 90 days, there's no photos and I like seeing photos.
I agree.
So
Josh Harry Tornado sent a super chat and I'm scared to go find it because then I'll lose all the questions. So I'm going to give Josh Harry Tornado a super chat dolphin. And thank you, Josh. Josh was hanging out in Tybee Island, Georgia. I saw him post, and that's where Brad and I got married. So I had to tell him, like, there's a dolphin cruise there that was amazing. So, Josh, I'm going to give you a dolphin. Thank you. Super chat. Thank you, Josh. This kind of ties into that, and I guess we can kind of answer if there are other, because WorthPoint is a good place to research, but where else do you guys go to research your items?
Well, I mean, I use Google Lens sometimes with marks if I don't know like certain marks. I love my books. I do. I love to look to flip through a book, a price guide. You can't pay attention to what the values are other than knowing what maybe some things are, maybe you can like see if they're worth a lot, then you kind of know that they might be a little bit more rare as far as that goes. But I mean, I really like flipping through the books, and then you learn about other things as you're looking for one particular item. So you're learning a lot more than just that one particular item.
Yeah, definitely love looking through books. We have so many reference books. It's ridiculous. Every time we find them at the flea market, Andrew's like, oh, we don't have this one. And then we have doubles of like everything as well. So we love our books.
Don't you think, Joslyn, sometimes when you think, oh, it's going to take me forever if I'm looking through this book, but sometimes you can find things a lot quicker if you're looking through the book than you can if you're trying to find it online. And
then you're finding other stuff that you have one of them and you didn't know what it was. And then you're like, oh, I was wondering what that was, because like it's in the book. Also, eBay Solds, obviously, like that's usually eBay Solds is my first go-to. eBay Solds. And then I'm like, WorthPoint. And then I'm like, books. That's usually the order I go in.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my stuff has some sort of part number, and I just type that bad boy in.
So
what do you do if you can't find it on eBay, Julian? What if it's not on eBay? I
go to Google.
Okay. And I'm like Joslyn. I'm eBay, then WorthPoint, but I don't have any books yet. I'm bad. I've bid on books at auctions, and they always go high, and I lose, and I'm cheap, so I don't have any research books yet.
Thriftbooks.com is the best place to find their used resource books. Thriftbooks.com. So you can.
I need to go. Was it you that told me about it for the Kachina? I got a Kachina book. Was it you?
No.
I wonder if it was you. It might have been Yvonne. Somebody told me Thrift Books to get because I got so many Kachinas. I bought like 20 of them. I wanted a research book and to learn more about Kachinas. So yeah. But I will go there and find. I need to start with pottery ones because pottery is definitely my favorite thing. Emily, whatever kind of question you want, as long as it's appropriate, I don't care. Have at it. Ask a question. George, my recent favorite finds are probably the pottery from that big $3,600 auction buy, and the Robert Wood chairs from the 1850s are absolutely amazing. Even Brad was in the back of the shed today. Man, these things are really intricate. He was back there like studying the chairs, and he like never likes all of my stuff. Grandma's Joy wants to know, Joslyn, are you still planning a sidewalk sale?
I am. It's just a matter of getting Andrew to commit to it, because he's like, let's do it this weekend. And then he's like, oh, that weekend's not going to work. Let's do it this weekend. And I'm like, one of these days, I'm just going to drag everything out to the parking lot and be like, we're having a sale.
I cannot drive there with like a pop-up. By the time I got there, it would be over, and you'd have to like let me look through the stuff if I drove that far. Cameron, I'm assuming that one of those words does not belong there. That's why I put this up here. Pirate Ship and Shippo put the tracking into eBay, but they do not know and do not calculate that because you didn't pay it through eBay. So you're going to need to keep track of that. I'm going to get that off there real quick just because of the dirty word. Mr. and Mrs. Berkeley Girl, aka the other Katie. Joslyn, are you ever going to do live sales?
Probably not.
Misty
is trying so hard. She's been trying for like over a year to get me to do a live. I just
like 10 things.
I can't.
You can do 10 things like that.
I can't do it. The great thing about eBay is like they handle all the invoicing, they take all the payments, then they handle all the shipping. I don't have to they don't handle it. They do all the things, and I don't have to worry about it. I just have to list it. And then 5 days later, they tell me you need to ship this now. And okay, there it goes. And it's just wonderful. I don't have to put a smiley face on and be like, I've got this beautiful thing I'm selling. And
art.
Funny. I think it's great, and I admire the people who can do it. I don't think I could do it.
She would be really, really good at it.
She would be good at it. But I agree. Like, I don't know that I have the time, nor do I want to like send out invoices and make sure people pay and have a screaming 2-year-old while I show you my Kachina doll and he's throwing stuff at my head. And because I take so much time out anyways where I'm kicking him out and he can't be in here playing. I used to let him in for my lives, but I get tired of objects flying.
I think live sales are great, but I think it takes a very special person to be able to do those live sales, and I'm not that special person. Misty's a special. She's that special person.
Yes, and I know Tim over the years does a lot, and I don't think I wouldn't track people down, and then I'd have stuff still sitting here, and I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't handle that.
It's definitely a lot of work, but once you have, hey, Jaden, will you go out and get the dog, please? She's getting into something. Hurry!
No!
Run! She's got
turn around. We need to know what's going on. We need to see the dog.
Has a critter. Sorry.
Oh,
he's gonna handle it. She's a Jack Russell Terrier. She'll get anything.
Oh my gosh, mine chasing the squirrels was crazy. I see a bunch of super chats.
Yeah, me too. Yay.
I'm gonna end up missing. I'm gonna put Renee. I'm glad Jax has some good stuff there. I see it, and then I'm like, do I want to drive 2.5 hours? No. Yeah. So I'm glad you got stuff. So we weren't fighting for it. I'm going to put a question, and then I'm going to scroll to get the super chats, which means I'm probably going to miss a lot of questions, guys, just FYI. This is from Jean. Joslyn, do you ever find rockwood pottery?
Rookwood. Yes, I do, actually. I just
Rookwood. Sorry, I can't read.
In a clean out, which is really exciting. It was just sitting there, and I was like, what is this? Oh, this is rookwood. Wonderful. And then I stuck it in a box. And that will be available in August. Yeah. Okay.
Look, she's like, okay. I hope. Coachella Valley Picker says, I appreciate the help you gave my mother during her beginning stages of eBay. I'm going to assume that's at me. I'm going to assume and say you're welcome. But if it's anybody else, I'm sure they'll say you're welcome too. And I'm going to give you guys all a dolphin at the same time so we can collectively share a dolphin. If anybody wants their own dolphin, just tell me and I'll give you your own dolphin. Lucky 7 Auction, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it very much. And Russell Hawkins has a question. Have you ever had a reselling purchase officially appraised before putting it on the market? And we will answer this and then we'll give you all your dolphins.
No, I have not.
Nope.
That was in unison. No, I have not. I will tell you guys, I had a violin that looked a lot like a $50,000 violin. And I did send it to like a violin auction house and they told me that it was not high enough quality to be auctioned. And that was kind of like my skip the appraisal. I'm like, okay, I'll put it on eBay, and it sold for $500. And I was happy with that.
Yeah.
Leisha, you are very, very welcome. Okay, everybody, all 4 of you that sent a super chat, here is your dolphin. Super chat. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I normally give everybody their own dolphin, but we have over 1,000 people in chat, and I don't want to like keep us dolphined out. So if you put in a question, I just skipped like 5 million of them. Not really, but I skipped a lot. The Deranged Locket, Purveyors of Resellery. I like that name. I like that name.
I like it too.
Do you all meet up with viewers at places, or do you do meets and greets or swaps?
I have. I actually just a couple of weeks ago, I was in Indianapolis and I met up. I did put a thing out on Instagram if anyone wanted to meet up at a restaurant. We did, and it was a lot of fun. The thing of it is like going live, doing lives like this or other chats and stuff on YouTube, you get to kind of virtually meet a lot of your subscribers and stuff. And that's a lot of fun. And you know, when we're out thrifting, I think that we sometimes will run into a lot of subscribers and stuff too. I love the idea of like a meet and greet. I think that would be a fun thing to do. We've talked about it, like doing some sort of like company picnic kind of thing, you know, and I think that would be a lot of fun if we could logistically figure it out.
Yeah, I've never done anything officially, but I do run into people quite frequently. I think we ran into Michael and I went out shopping yesterday and ran into 3 separate viewers, and that was a lot of fun. So yes and no, not officially.
I ran into my first viewer the other day.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, isn't it fun but kind of weird at the same time? Because you're just like,
we know you and you don't know them.
Because he walked up like he knew me, and I was like, because I did like leasing around here, so I have to be very cautious about like people approaching me. And I was like, how do I know you? He was like, you do YouTube? And I was like, yes, I do. Let's talk about it. I was like, do I have to like be defensive right now? I don't know. So yeah, it was the first one.
So I went to the Cincinnati reseller rally, which was like YouTubers and non-YouTubers, and last month, about a month ago. And that was almost 200 YouTubers and non-YouTuber resellers. So that one, I think they do like once a year. And then same as everybody else, like I occasionally run in, and I bet now that I'm out thrifting more, I probably will have that happen more, because normally I source by auction. So I didn't have it happen, except I went to a yard sale. And it was funny because she recognized me from the back because she heard me talking. She knew my voice from watching my videos. She's like, are you the nurse flipper? And I had my back to her. And I'm like, oh, yes. And I had Dalton. Dalton's kind of a giveaway there as well. I think I see. What do I see? Hold on. I'm going to miss so many questions. That was Russell. We got Russell. And we got Leisha. Hold on. Leroy saying no super chat. He means no dolphin. Okay, Leroy, I will not give you a dolphin, but thank you for the super chat. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I think that I got everybody. Now we will get back to the questions. PhD Picker, how long do y'all spend creating and editing an average YouTube video?
Who would say her?
5 yesterday.
It takes me about an hour to do a 20-minute video. Hour and a half.
Yeah, not terribly long.
I personally don't want them to be too overly edited. I want them to be real, and I want them to be, I'm going to edit out like the transitions and that kind of stuff. You try to make it a little bit more streamlined, but I want my videos to portray me, who I really am, and like my experiences, and not like overly edited and overly done.
Yeah.
And it takes too much time to do that. If you're putting out daily content, you can't make it fluffy,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I did 5 on Sunday and I did 4 on Saturday. So it doesn't, I'd say it takes me, depending on the length of the video, for a 20-minute video, and like Misty said, about an hour at most. Because normally when I'm filming, it's just a bunch of clips that I'm just stringing together. I don't overly edit my videos. I think Yvonne even said to me the other day, she's like, I hope you don't mind me asking, but why don't you use transitions? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I've ever thought of that before. And then I put in a few transitions into one of my videos, and I'm like, this is too much work. And so then I just didn't do it anymore.
I would say that's right on. Like, it depends. Like my What Sold, I just sit there and ramble on for 10 minutes. I can actually do the whole video, edit it in 45 minutes. But like a Thrift with me, I'm not good at those, and they will take me like an hour and a half to actually edit.
Yeah, especially I think mine's about the same. Yeah, voiceover is the hard part for me because I have to get longer. Quiet. Yeah.
I won't do a voiceover. I just don't have.
It's hard.
It's hard because I'm very reactionary when I'm thrifting and when I find something, and I like that. I like the authentic capture of what I'm finding, or I don't know. It's just a personal preference of mine, and it takes a lot longer.
It does. But there's a lot of loud music, though.
You know what? So I can talk over it. I talk over it.
She's like, I am loud.
I am. And I always wonder, why are people so worried? I have never had a video that has been kicked back because of copyright.
Really?
Because never.
Oh my gosh. I had one that was kicked back 3 times, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, and it was a different it was like a different part every single time. And so I would cut it out. I didn't I was like, I'm not voicing this over. And so I'd cut out the part that got kicked back, and then I'd re-uploaded it, and it got kicked back again for a different part of the video. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening?
I don't know if it's because of me, teaching. I just have I can project my voice a little bit more, maybe.
Well, if you're talking over it and you confuse the bots that are listening to it, as long as you're talking. And so when there's music and I talk really fast and really loud, it's to confuse the bots, because as long as they can't pick up on the music, you're fine. It's okay if there's music in the background, as long as there's noise covering it up.
There's a lot of good things about doing a voiceover, because when you're doing a voiceover, like with Joslyn, I know with Michael does his too, you can really explain things a lot more thoroughly. And I think that is the beauty, and that's the good part of doing a voiceover, is that you can thoroughly explain something a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm getting more used to talking to myself in the middle of a store and not caring who's looking at me now that I'm going thrifting more. I'm just going to go talk to myself. And then the owners today talking, I'm like, I have a YouTube channel. It's okay. That's why I'm recording. And they're like, okay.
Yeah, when you look at it, this is my job. This is what I do. It really does take that kind of odd feeling out of it a little bit.
Yeah. And I think the more you do it, I'm like, oh, I'm talking a lot more to the people in the camera when there's nobody around me, but it's okay.
Well, see, that's the fun thing about when I use my phone, because then you can just pretend like you're talking to someone. Like if someone's looking at you, like, oh yeah, I know next day. You're just talking to them.
Oh yeah, look how cute this is. Donata wants to know, a storage unit full of antiques. Where do I start?
Oh, do you need our phone number? We'll come and take a look, Donetta.
Oh gosh,
Just pull one thing out on it and start doing comps on it, and just start with that one thing.
Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends on how much work you want to put into it. I think that, we're helping a friend clean out a house right now, and he's completely overwhelmed. And I told him, I'm like, well, like, what do you want out of this? And he cares most about the jewelry, and he doesn't care about anything else. And I said, okay, well, that's fine. I'll come in and I will buy everything else, and you can have all the jewelry. And he was perfectly okay with that. So maybe it's a matter of you deciding what you want out of it, and then just selling the rest of it so that you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's all good advice.
Yep. I either, if you're wanting to list it all, like Misty said, just start. Just get one thing, or put, like, I like to do groups of 10. I pull 10 things, I take their pictures, then I look stuff up. So just start. Or like Joslyn said, there are a lot of clean out companies that you could have where if you know what you want, you could tell them and then let them come buy everything else, where you don't have to worry about it as much if you're not wanting all of it.
Just make sure they're being fair with you. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. Krause House, Sift, and Thrift. What do you sell for the most that you paid the least for?
Well,
I don't know.
Mine always goes back to those plate things. Gosh, what were they called? Oh, I can't think of the name. You know, those little charms on the plates.
I remember what you're talking about, but I don't remember what they're called.
It'll come to me. It'll come to me at the most random moment. But
in an hour, she's going to be like, oh,
yeah, it will.
My denim pottery plate, I did pretty well with that. I paid $300 for the whole lot at auction, but everything else, just like at the end, it was pretty much free because all the other stuff paid for the lot. And then I sold it for $1,200. So that's pretty good.
On a consistent basis, I would say golf clubs. You can buy them for like $2-3, and some of them flip for like 60 to 130. So, yeah.
And mine lately is the Wedgwood St. Austell that I got. I paid $400 for 72 pieces. I have sold 6 teacups for $300. I sold 6 dinner plates for $315, and then again I sold 5 teacups for $315, and another 2 pieces for $50. And I still have like 40 pieces left of that set, and that was from a pawn shop. You never know where you're gonna find stuff. Yeah, like I'm so happy with that. If what's it called? What's the name of that thing, Julian? What's the name of that strawberry thing? I have a strawberry crystal necklace that's fancy, but I paid $50 and it should sell for like $700 to $800, but I can't remember the name of the crystal company because I only have that one piece.
That was also from the pawn shop, right?
It was from the pawn shop. I'm all about the pawn shop plates lately.
You know, I have never sourced in a pawn shop. I've never even tried.
I hadn't either until that, but now I'm definitely gonna. If I go buy one, I'm stopping. Kathy is on Facebook and says, how do I get interest in my eBay account? I started selling, but not a lot of offers yet, except lowball offers.
Do you list daily? Are you active on your store daily? I mean, that's the main thing. Even if you're going in and you're ending things and you're relisting them and you're changing them up a little bit, but if you're actively listing and doing something on your store daily,
you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
Consistency is important when you're on eBay.
Yes.
Yeah, I say the same thing. The more you list and the more active you are, the more interest will come. If you're brand new, it takes a little while before that ball kind of gets rolling. Peter would like to know, a stuffed or a live critter?
It was a live critter.
No,
but she didn't kill it. She stunned it. And Mark, my husband, got it up and it hopped on down on its way.
But the critter was like a raccoon, possum?
A bunny.
It was a bunny. Oh.
We have little bunnies all over our property.
Yeah, they're resilient.
Pumpkin Farm wants to know, do you ever buy from viewers?
I have.
Yeah.
I did a whole video.
You did a whole video on what you bought from viewers?
Yeah, during quarantine, I did a buying gifts for my family. And I went through my Instagram followers and the people I was following, and I went to their stores and I bought a bunch of gifts for my family from my viewers.
I remember
That's awesome, though. That's a great idea.
Eventually, I was just shopping for myself. So, it's a thought.
To me, it's still fun just to go out and find the stuff yourself. I don't know. There's just something about going and finding it yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep. Well, I tried, and then the person actually
Julian, that's not a yes.
Yeah, it's not a yes or no answer. Yeah. No, I tried. I put it out there. I was looking for a certain game for that Nintendo 64, and somebody just sent it to me. So I attempted to buy something, but no.
That happened to me too. So I will post. I don't buy stuff for myself very often, and I will post and ask sometimes on Instagram, "Hey, does anybody have this?" And that same thing happened to me as Julian. I asked, and somebody just sent it to me, and that was not the purpose of me posting. But I bought a lot of Peppa Pig stuff for Dalton's birthday Friday. I asked, I think it was on the show, like a few weeks ago. I said, "Hey, if you have Peppa Pig stuff, tell me. I would rather buy it from you, for my subscribers, than some random person." And I bought, I think, 4 things off of viewers for that. So when I'm shopping, I try to think, especially like if it's going to be higher cost, I would ask like on Instagram, probably, if people had it. This kind of is in the same wheelhouse. Emily says, how many items do you typically keep yourself?
Not very many. I mean, my things go in cycles. Like I'll keep something for a little while and then I sell it. And then I have different things that I want, and then I'm sick of them and then I'll sell them. So my collections cycle through.
Yeah, mine too. Although I'm sitting in front of a bunch of stuff that I decided to keep for myself.
Yeah, but I think even if you just keep it for a couple of years, you still have it, but your tastes change, and then you kind of, you find something else that you didn't know existed, and then you kind of get obsessed about that.
Yeah.
And then you want those
I'm going
things.
through a pottery stage now instead of glass. I'm like, I like this. I need it.
Pottery's great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think you're very drawn to things that are like made, like the glass and the pottery, things that someone has touched and made. It's just the story behind it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're right. You should see the painting I just bought.
The one that you posted?
No, that's actually a tapestry. That's a tapestry. I didn't post the painting. I'll show you the painting.
Okay. Julian buys a Keurig for himself, and it costs him $600 to get the exterminator.
So I stopped buying
stuff.
One thing I bought for myself.
Hold on. I'll make you big. Hold on. Oh, that's pretty. How big is that?
It's like this big.
It looks bigger in the picture.
So it's real.
I was like, I really like that. And then someone else also was like, I really like that. And so we kind of went back and forth a little bit. And then at the end, I was like, I want it, but I paid a lot for it.
that happens. I cannot see what you wrote, Steve-O, but I saw your super chat, so I'm giving you a dolphin. Steve-O is in the chat, and I'm giving you super chat. Thank you, Steve-O. Steve-O is SC Thrifted Treasures. He started his channel about the same time I did mine, and he does a lot of Goodwill bins. Craziness. Pame, my pottery buying goes completely against everything I teach, and I buy what I like. Because I like a lot of studio art pottery, and I just need to know that I can describe it well. So if I know I can keyword it well, then I'll buy it. So, like, what is that? No, what? They're just leaving us. It's me and you, Misty. It's the Cat and Misty show.
I'm still here. Andrew just walked in, and his text messages, "I'm your Huckleberry." So it's just, I'm your Huckleberry as soon as you walked in.
That's great. Well then, now everybody knows.
Love that you just told everybody that too.
It's from that movie. It's from that movie. You know, the movie with Val Kilmer.
Tombstone.
Tombstone.
Holiday.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Andrew, we can't see you.
That's the whole point of me hiding behind the door.
So yeah, I buy pottery that I know I can describe, like drip glaze, like if it's tropical, or I buy the pottery I like, because if I like it, then I am going to price it however I want, and if it sits on my shelf for a year, I don't care. So yeah. Well, where'd it go? It skipped. Where'd it go? It was Joslyn. What's going on with your store? Oh, there it is.
Oh,
what's going on with your store?
Well, currently, we have our eBay business has taken over the store. So what we're looking to do is actually get a warehouse and move the eBay out of the store so it can revert back to its original purpose, which was for retail. So we were originally going to have retail and eBay in that space, but we can't do both now. So right now our eBay is the most important and our eBay lives there. Until we can move that out, it will be eBay. But we do have plans to get a warehouse and move eBay out and open it as a store. So I don't have a time frame on that.
Brooklyn wants to know if we have any tips on how to take good photos of your items and what type of photo box to use.
Lighting. Good lighting is important. White background.
We just got ours off of Amazon. Photo box. And they have different sizes. We have 2 different sizes at the shop. We have one, I think, that is 32 inches. That's the big one that we do a lot of lamps and stuff in. And then we have a smaller one that I think is 24 inches. So we have both sides. And we have black background in one and white background in the other, because they're a pain to switch in and out. So we have one of each and just go back and forth between the 2.
Yeah, I actually have 2 places too. I have a white background and like a wood grain, because if you're trying to do golf clubs look better and tools look better on not a white background.
Yeah.
And then decent.
Mine is over there. Do you see? I have 2. Can you see it? I'll zoom in. Whoa.
Ooh.
I have 2. Whoa, hold on. I don't want it zoomed that much on my face. So I used to use the photo. Yeah, you'll be like in my eye. I used to use the photo boxes and I still have one. But when I moved in the shed, I have that perfect corner. So that's white photo paper and it's LED lights. And I do it there. And my clothes and blankets, I just do on the carpet and use a background remover to remove it. But I do them during the day where I have the overhead lights, plus I have natural daylight coming in through the window. So that is what I do. I'm going to grab these super chats. We're skipping a bunch of questions again. Let's see. Rocky Mountain Resell Greg, thank you so much for the super chat. He wants to know if we've learned any new bolos or cool reseller hacks lately.
No, I'm.
You know what?
Answer.
I actually had one recently, and I'm like, oh, I should talk about that at some point. And then I don't know. It's not there anymore. I was like, oh, that's a bolo, and then like it's gone. So
It's gone.
Yeah.
I learned one with Kevin the other day. Commonwealth Cooker came down, and I have walked by so many new wave things, like the new wave ovens.
Those little flat plate things.
No, like the whole machine. Like in our business, yeah, they are like plentiful. I've walked by probably like 100. It turns out those things are actually expensive. So like not so much the whole thing, but like the thing around it, the dome, it's like $40. They sell them for like $5 for the whole machine. So it's like $100. If you part it out, it's like $100 easy. So
Wow.
New wave oven.
New wave oven.
New wave ovens. That's Julian's bolo. Mine is the pillow. Today was a pillow day. I will not lie. And you guys will see in the videos in the coming days. I got pillows at every thrift store I went to. Like old quilt pillows sell for like $25 to $30. And like I got them for a quarter to $1 to $3. And they're really cool. Wash them for our conversation earlier. But yeah, like I feel like quilted pillows are everywhere, and I've never paid attention. Like, I saw them at every thrift store I went today because I was paying attention to them. There's another one, Nostalgic Girl. I'm going to give you and Greg a dolphin together. There's no message. Okay, here we go.
You did another.
Super chat.
I think I got everybody right. I got Steve-O. Which Steve-O said congrats on going full time. The chat is going so fast, guys. The super chats are actually falling off the screen and I can't catch them. And Brad yelled at me last time. So now I have it up in YouTube and I will keep track and make sure I acknowledge all of you. Because I don't want to not acknowledge everybody, for sure. Yes, Richard's right. Put question in caps and I will be able to catch it easier as I'm scrolling through the chat. We have almost 1,200 people, so it goes pretty fast. Oh, see, look, I that could have been me, but then there was this thing called Dalton. Because my last child before Dalton graduated last year, and I would have had an empty house and lots of bedrooms. Instead, I have a 3-year-old. So, yeah, I think a lot of people do that. Formal living room and the eBay room and extra bedrooms for shipping and packing. I think a lot of people retire, and that's like, you know, you have space, which is nice.
I saw Nostalgic Girl did post another question.
Did she? What was it?
I'm trying
How
to
do you decide the starting price of an item to list on eBay?
Okay, let's all answer.
For auction?
Well, I guess it would. I guess it would matter if it's an auction or if it's a fixed price item. So what you, Joslyn, you start yours all at
$4.
the same price.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've talked about that before,
Yeah.
and that's not something that will work for everybody. Starting in at $4, that's something that works for us because of what
I said, don't. General population.
Yeah.
If you do not want to lose money, do not start your auctions at $4.
No, and I will say that over and over and over again. It works for us because of the YouTube channel, because of the Facebook, Instagram, because of the following that we have. We are able to start just about anything at $4 and expect it to sell for what it is worth. So, you know, if I look up comps on something and I see it's worth $40, I'll still list it at $4 and I expect it to sell for $40. Sometimes it goes below those expectations. Sometimes it goes higher than those expectations, but I can usually expect that it'll all even out in the end. So $4 is kind of where we've cost averaged things, and we can start things at $4. But as far as listing things, if you're going to do buy it now and you want to find a starting price, I would definitely do your research and see what other pieces have sold for and what other pieces are listed for. And you want to come in a little bit around the same but low as what other people are if you want to sell it quickly. Otherwise, you know, you can, it depends on how quickly you want to sell it, I guess, if you're going to do buy it now. If you're talking auction and you're determined to sell it at auction, then you must list it at the lowest price you're willing to accept. And that is my advice.
I agree with that 100%. I just started auctions actually last time me and Joslyn were on here. It was like 7 years ago or whatever. Because I like missed the
Wow, it was.
It was a long time. And I was like, I want to start this auction thing. I basically do it at the bottom price that I'm willing to take.
Yeah.
And then it's been working out. I mean, like some go for that, and then some will go way more than I thought. So
yes, and it works out in the end. You're like, whoa, that did better, and you're like, oh, that didn't do as well, but this other one did better. So it evens out, you know.
It evens out. Oh, Facebook Marketplace. I don't know what about Facebook Marketplace. I don't know what they mean about Facebook. You didn't specify what about Facebook Marketplace. And I know I sell on Facebook Marketplace. Julian, are you doing it yet? You're not.
No, just local stuff.
I will tell you guys, I have gotten a lot of comments on my Facebook Marketplace video of people not getting paid. So I need to kind of look into it more. I'm really bad about just assuming that they're paying me like they should. And I've gotten so many comments. I'm going to start tracking it and make sure, because I don't want to recommend you to sell on there if people are not getting their money. So I'm going to look into that, just FYI. I'm going to assume Aaron means this question for Joslyn. I'm just going to assume that from on Facebook. How did you gain viewers, and get big?
Well, I've been on YouTube for 7 years. I had a channel before Crazy Lamp Lady, and that was Relic Recovers, and that channel has about 80,000 subscribers. So I started with that channel, and I kind of got a following there, and then eventually I transitioned into Crazy Lamp Lady. So I already had my footing on YouTube. It wasn't just like I started this channel 3 years ago and instantly grew it. But then I started the Crazy Lamp Lady channel, and so I already had a footing when I started it 3 years ago. And I started, and I got a really great video. And I think I kind of lucked out, because when I started posting my Crazy Lamp Lady videos was about the time that Curiosity Inc. had started their first hoarder series. And so when they started posting those, somehow my channel ended up in their recommended. And I honestly believe that my success was tied to their channel and that series, because one of my videos took off at the same time their hoarder series was out, and I gained, I think, about 30,000 subscribers in 1 month, and it was just insane. Wow. And that's was the beginning of 2019. And I just kept that momentum. I was like, now I really got to grind, and I got to put out a video every single day for the rest of my life. And so I just,
I think that's
really hard work.
I think that with YouTube, it's a lot like Facebook, or it's a lot like eBay, is the consistency and doing videos on a consistent, regular basis, and building and letting people, like, if you're only posting live sales, or if you're only posting, you have to let your audience learn to know who you are. And like, right. once you let them in on your world a little bit, then, they want to see more. And then if you're, giving them content every day, or, even 3 days a week on a consistent basis, I think is really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I built on what sold videos, and now I'm doing the thrifting. And I think, like Misty said, I think I'm at that point where people do know me. They watch me long enough that they'll watch. Like, the packing and shipping, I'm like, nobody, but I have a lot of newer eBayers, and I have to remember that stuff that is really simple and basic for me. Some people might, want to see, but my, tenured eBay sellers could just skip that, and that's fine. Like, everybody's not going to want to watch every video, it's not going to fit for them. But consistency, I think, being in the community too, like when I was brand new, like I was going on other reseller channels lives like we are now, chatting with people. I would answer questions that, might get missed, and just helping people. So people are like, oh, who's that's helping me, and they're curious if that's what you're, wanting to do, just be active in the community. I think that helps too. Julian just went like viral last week, and he's almost at 5,000 subscribers overnight. What's your advice, Julian?
I mean, I don't know, that one video, it was just
the same thing as Joslyn. One video just went, woo!
Yeah, the other ones after that did the same thing that one did. So, but it's been consistent. I have been putting out a video. I do it every other day, so it's not like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's every other day, so I get to hit like different days for the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so it's, I don't know, I just do it every other day. I just put something. And
you just gotta, like, once you get that viral video, you just have to like ride it. Like, you're like, all right, I gotta just keep the momentum going.
Everyone that creates content is hoping for that one viral video.
Yeah.
One video, guys.
Or even
it's not like a 30,000 a month subscriber video, but I mean, I mean,
I started for a half of a viral video.
Like a quarter viral. Just a quarter.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Christy wants to know, what is one thing you regret buying?
Ooh. I don't think
clothing.
I have no regrets.
I didn't like selling clothing, but I don't do that anymore. So
I try not to look at it as regrets. I mean, there are things that I wish that I'm like, oh man, that didn't do as good, or I've lost money on things, but it's all a learning experience. That's one of the things I learned early on before even the Crazy Life Lady channel. I've been doing this for 10 years. And I remember a more experienced reseller saying to me at an estate sale one time, he's like, you pay to learn. And I'm like, phew, okay. But he was totally right. And I've said that over and over and over again. Like, sometimes you pay to learn. And so those regrets, they might be regrets, but it's something, sometimes it's just, you're learning. It's not really.
They're lessons.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a lesson. I bought a whole bunch of these football padded shorts. Still got all of them. So that was a solid lesson. Got a whole bunch.
I bought pallets. I'm looking at them of air filters for cars, and they're taking up the lofts in my new shed.
Oh man!
And I should not have. I should make a bonfire with them. I might.
You can burn them though. Yeah, that would be. I mean,
we can just have an air filter.
Here's your viral video. Make like a structure with
these
them.
things didn't sell, so I'm gonna burn them.
Make a fort out of the
And
filter,
burn it.
like we did with the banana boxes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like your title could be something like, "That's it. I'm burning my inventory."
An actual do it.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I will do it. Don't think I won't do it.
I'll watch that.
Okay. When my yard, it's been raining a lot in Florida. Now would be the time. It's hurricane season. It's very wet out. I won't catch the yard on fire.
If you do it in the middle of a hurricane, then you're done. That's super viral.
Then that's definitely viral. Lighting my inventory on
In the
fire
middle of a hurricane.
Yeah.
How
She's
could it not
like Tori out there in her raincoat and
light a fire? Yeah.
Burning filters. I like it.
Steve-O wants to know what we like to collect.
Oh boy.
things with faces.
Here we go again.
Oh, boy. I collect pretty things, I guess. I like art glass, and my new obsession is Anderson pottery. My new obsession. It's pretty cute, right?
Cute.
It's got a face.
It's got a face.
Oh.
I need it.
Julian, what are you collecting?
I don't really. I mean, I like keep certain like fishing reels to use, but I really don't collect anything. I have a collection of fishing reels, but I use them.
I don't collect
That's
anything.
good, though. That's a
either.
good thing to collect.
Oh, there's a face. Okay, I'll make you.
Yeah.
Show your baby.
This is my baby.
Oh, goodness.
I like these fun things. Things that like you can tell like what is he thinking? You know, what's going on in there? Those are the things that I like.
Oh, I bought
That
something with a
looks
face today.
Oh,
My first thing ever with a face.
oh, that's beautiful.
25 cents.
It's like a trophy.
Yeah. That one worth $8 though.
It's worth it. So it's listed. It's worth $8. He sounds like me.
$8.
Emily, you would have to look up the Wedgwood set. There should be a name stamped on it. Mine was from way before the 50s. And see if it sells. My pattern that's been selling so good is Saint Austell. And I believe it's from the 30s. So look on the bottom, see if there's a name, and you can just look it up on eBay and filter to sold and see if it's selling. And that'll tell you if there's a market for it. Alice wants to know, do we feel there is less interest for eBay from buyers? Most of the people I know prefer to buy from Amazon.
It depends on what you're buying. I mean, I don't
Mhm.
buy vintage and antiques from Amazon.
Yeah. I don't think
That's primarily what Joslyn and I sell.
Yeah.
So
And I sell like used tools and golf clubs that are like older models. So I don't think you can buy that on Amazon, right? I don't think so.
I know you can sell like used electronics and stuff on Amazon. I think people like Amazon because of the 2-day Prime, but the stuff, and I'm in the same boat as Joslyn and Misty. I'm primarily doing like one-off stuff that's like vintage collectible, like studio pottery. That this is the only piece like it, so they can't find that on Amazon. So I think it I would say with your new stuff, probably, yeah. I feel like more people are going to go towards Amazon, but not for collectibles and vintage. I think it's probably eBay and Etsy would be the top two, I would say. This is a really funny question, and I will let you guys answer this, and like the timing of this is impeccable. I have a story. So, have you ever had a you break it, you bought it moment?
Like shopping and then I break something and I bought it kind of thing?
That's what I'm assuming they're asking. Yes.
No? I think if you break something, you should buy it.
Yeah.
I purposely don't go into the glass room because I'm afraid that's going to happen. So
Yeah.
no.
So here's my story. For the first time ever today, I broke something in the thrift store. That's what I said. And I've never had this question before either. So good timing. I had a really beautiful, like, open sugar dish that was studio pottery with a spoon. It was only $2. And I set it in where the little kid would set, the leg holes. Well, I set something else in and it went out the leg hole onto the floor and it shattered. And I like looked around and my GoPro was going. I don't know if I'm going to leave that footage in. My GoPro was going and it shattered all over the floor. Nobody was around me. Nobody was around. So I picked up the pieces, put the pieces in the bowl. And when I got to checkout, I said, I'm going to pretend my water bottle's it. Because the bowl was still intact. It just chipped, but the spoon shattered. And I said, here, I need to buy this and I need you to throw it away. And they refused to let me pay for it. They told me no. They said, you cleaned it up. You came to us. You told us you do not need to pay for it. And I was like, if it had been $100, I would have paid for it because I broke it. Even though I was a dum-dum and set stuff where a child should sit and it fell out the holes. But that is the first time I have ever broken anything in a thrift store, and that was today.
I think the majority of the time when that does happen, they usually don't let you pay for it. They don't make you pay for it. I know when people have broken things in my shop, I've done the same thing. I'm like, accidents happen. And they do. I mean, it's not like you just walked in there with one of Julian's golf clubs and we're smashing. That
would go viral too. Just saying.
Well, there you go, Julian. There you go. There's your next viral video.
Jail after that. There's like a whole jail thing.
Buy the glass first and then take the golf club. Okay. Yeah. Creative madness. How do you guys feel when viewers approach you in public?
Flattered.
Yeah. I do, but I feel awkward. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't know. I still get this like weird feeling, like I just feel awkward. I feel like I'm an awkward person, but I'm flattered. But at the same time, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do something awkward, and this person is like excited to meet me, and here I am being awkward.
Yeah.
I've only had one. I think it was probably very awkward for that person. So I was like, well,
I'm like, am I living up to the expectations of them meeting me in public, or are they just going to be like, she was so awkward?
Did you think I was taller or
wrong with her?
I don't
it's
know.
Kind of, it is awkward, and I've only had it happen a couple of times, but it's awkward. Because like I said, they know you, like you guys feel like you know us. If you're watching us every day, you really feel like you know us. And we might know you from the comments and stuff, but we don't know you in person where if you walk up, we're going to recognize you typically, so that's the only thing. I think it's really cool. It definitely is awkward though.
Yeah,
definitely is awkward. Cross House wants to know, Misty, do you like mugs and face mugs and doll heads?
Yeah. I like anything anthropomorphic or anything with a face that just has a really cool and fun expression. Like I like things that are made in Japan because I always say that I wish I could shake the hand of the person that decided, you know what, say this pickle, we're going to turn this pickle into a human. And it's going to carry a briefcase and wear a hat. It's like, I want to shake that person's hand. That's a fun person, that decided that we're going to make those. So yeah, any of that kind of stuff I love.
George, put your question back in. I didn't see it, you guys. There are almost 1,200 people in the chat. It's going really fast. So I'm not purposefully missing anything. but it does skip, and then like minutes of chat are all gone away, and I never see them again. Jessica wants to know, how far do you travel to go sourcing?
I try to stay in a 2-hour radius for a day.
Normally, for a day, it's about 2 hours. Recently, we've been traveling up to 3, but we're staying overnight. So for a day, just back and forth, it's usually about 2 is my limit.
Yeah, if I'm just going to thrift stores, it's way less. It's like 45 minutes.
Thrift stores is an hour for me, but when I source auctions, I go 2 to 3 hours one way because I fill up my car and it's worth it to drive 2 to 3 hours one way.
Yeah,
but
if I'm going to travel for 2, I'm going to make it like I'm going to stop at multiple places though. It's not like I'm going to go to just one in 2 hours. I'll be like, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here. I'm going to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, you try to get 4 to 5 videos sometimes in a 2-hour drive.
Jackie wants to know, Julian, do you sell golf clubs, or do golf clubs sell all year round?
I would assume so. I actually just got into golf clubs like this year, and so I went through like where it was really selling fast. But they sell a lot overseas. People are always playing golf somewhere. I would say that it would definitely go down in sales, but I would think that it would still sell year round. I sell a lot overseas. Like 1 week was ridiculous.
Greg says that's a face only a mother could love. I think that face is cute. I like her
My
face
baby?
thing. Yeah, your baby. And this overstuffed house wants to know why your baby has a hole in his chest. Did he have heart surgery?
He's a baby. But you have to smash him to open up his, you know.
You have to smash the baby. That's great. Do you all get many trolls, and how do you deal with that if and when you do?
Not very often. You can, I think it's very important, especially if you're going live, to have moderators, and your moderators can take care of the very kind of suspicious. Sometimes trolls you can see them a mile away, you know. And if you have good moderators that you can trust that can take care of it, that way, like, you know, Kat's not going to be able to, you know, take care of all those things. She has people that she can trust that can take care of trolls. I think that that's an important thing when you're going live. And if people are just commenting ugly things in your video comments, well, then you just take them off and then you block them so they can't comment anymore. And then that's taken care of.
I don't know. I think you kind of get desensitized to trolls.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. After a while, it's just like, oh, okay. I just block them and move on. But sometimes I like Dagny messaged me. She's like, I got my first troll. I was like, really? Did you like respond? She's like, I just deleted it. But it was funny because they misspelled something. And I was like, oh, you should have responded. And so like, that's somebody who, if they misspelled something, I probably would have responded and like kind of made, you know, I would troll them back. Honestly, that's just how I am sometimes. I'm like, if you're gonna troll me, I'm gonna troll you back. But I don't know. I think you just get used to it after a while. And it was crazy for me because like Relic Recoverist, like I said, I've been on YouTube. Relic Recoverist was my first channel. I had some of the worst trolls I could ever imagine when I had that channel. Like they were horrible, horrible trolls. And they kind of prepared me, like Crazy Lamp Lady, the trolls that I've had here, that doesn't even compare. So it's like I was prepared. But it was so funny because a month or two ago, I actually had dinner with one of my biggest trolls of Relic Recoverist ever. Like he was the worst. And so him and his girlfriend came up and we actually sat down and had dinner with them. And I told him, I'm like, you know what I'm thankful for is that you trolled me, because I would never ever be prepared for what I've had to deal with in what I do, because you prepared me for it. So he was very apologetic for what he put me through, but in the end it was, no, dude, thank you for saying all those horrible things to me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for being so mean.
Yeah, if they're overly, I've had two that were like overly mean, and I was like, I'll just delete you and not fire back. But if you're like, give me a jab, I'll hit you back with one.
Sometimes
the nice thing to do is
I'm bored.
you can hit them back with one and then like wait like 45 minutes or so they get a good chance to maybe read it, and then you can delete it.
And then you
Right.
block.
I don't
They
think
can't
that's
reply.
a meme thing. It's more like a funny kind of type of thing.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. If they're vicious, I'm like, you're
Yeah,
gone. But if they're just like stupid, I'm like, all right, let's play.
Let's
And
play
honestly,
this game.
honestly, sometimes you can
A
leave them
battle of
on
wits.
there and your other viewers will take care of them.
They will get them. Yes. Yeah. I agree with that.
Some of my viewers have been like, oh no. And so then I'm like, I might just leave that one up.
Jim wants to know, is it worth fighting a Vera on eBay, or is it better to just move on?
Move on.
I don't think I've ever gotten one of those.
You're not gonna
win.
You're not gonna win it.
Mm.
Just learn from it and go on.
Yes, I agree. Oodalali, I like saying that. Oodalali. When the prices on many products are going up, like food, gasoline, and shopping at thrift stores, should resellers also raise their prices on the items they sell?
We were talking about that earlier today, my dad and I. I don't think so. It's all going to depend on how much you are spending on your inventory, what your overhead is, how much you're spending on your inventory. All of those things are going to matter for you to determine what your prices are in a case like that.
Mine are all auctions anyway, so.
You choose whether she raises or lowers her prices.
She's
I would
gonna
agree.
do
I mean,
$3.99 auctions.
Oh my goodness.
She's gonna lower them by a penny.
1%.
yeah, if gas got like outrageously expensive or something, or they didn't, I would, the overhead thing, I have to pay my bills. So if the prices would rise if everything else did dramatically, but I mean, it would be a business, but then everything else would rise too. You wouldn't even know because everything would be heading up. So
I think you have to comp, because you can't go raise yours when your competition isn't, or yours is not going to sell and you're not going to make any money.
Yeah.
So I feel like the market decides that. And if you're comping regularly when you're picking up items, you're going to see what the market price for that is. And you can go above it, but it might sit there for a long time. I have something ready for this comment, and here it is. That man on the screen, his Inamans are selling for over $100 right now on eBay,
That's
guys.
crazy.
He
Andrew
has
showed me
4
that.
on him. One of them's like at $200. I have one. We could do a live auction right now. I'm just
Andrew was like, maybe I should list mine. I'm like, you better not.
Then the store will die. Do not list it. It keeps things moving. I do not. I collected 2 pallets full, and they are taking up my loft space, which I would really, really like to have back. So maybe I'll have that fire in that video. Raina wants to know, do you ever go, if I do it, it's all on y'all if the fire department gets, then it would even go more viral. Fire department got called on me for burning my inventory in my yard.
In a hurricane.
In a hurricane. I'm waiting on the next hurricane. And then I'm building a fort out of filters.
Letter, Kat? What's the next letter for the hurricane?
I don't know, but I will tell you my name is retired because I was evil. Katrina will never be a hurricane again.
Yep.
Just saying.
Done.
So my name is gone. I don't know the next letter. Wasn't it? It's not. Was it Elsa? Yeah, Elsa was last. So F is the next letter. Fleet.
There you go.
I don't know the next. I don't look at the hurricane names. My name's off the list now. Raina wants. I don't know. Now I'm going to look it up while y'all answer. Raina wants to know, do you ever go to estate sales or garage sales?
Yes, both.
Um,
Well, they don't have estate sales where I live. They have estate sale auctions, which are an all-day thing. But I go to both. I go to the auctions and the garage sales. Yep.
I don't often go, well, I haven't been to garage sales in a really long time. I occasionally go to estate sales, like last year once. That was about it. That's occasionally, right?
Yeah.
That might qualify for occasion.
Okay, all right, well then yes.
Occasionally.
I go way more than occasionally. I go like as many as I can. If there's one like Thursday, it doesn't matter. I do this for living. So if one pops up Thursday, I'm going. Friday, Saturday, all day event. So I go to as many as I can.
I go occasionally, not a ton.
Like
I'm
Joslyn
really trying to.
Like once a year, or
I'm really
Like
trying
once
to.
every other month, I go yard sale.
I'm wanting to branch out and go and to go to more shows. Like I hate that I didn't go to the show in Ohio, the antique show in Ohio this past weekend. So I really need to get on the ball and find out where these antique shows are. I need to get a hold of. I'm just gonna get a hold of George. George, where are you going next?
George, I'm sorry I missed your comment. Tell us where you're going next.
George, where are you going next,
Tell me what he says, but I might not see it.
You have to come to Pennsylvania to Adamstown.
When is it?
I don't know when it is. I just know they're having one.
I'm coming to Pennsylvania, but I don't know if it's when they're having.
She said, Misty, you need to get in your car and you just need to come on, drive out to Pennsylvania. And I'm like, I'm not driving. I am flying because I can't sit.
I am driving.
It's only 9 hours.
I'm driving 14 hours with a 3-year-old. I've lost my mind.
When are you going, Kat?
September 9th. It's in a month and a half.
The week before the extravaganza. I have to go get Juliet. I'll be right back. I hear.
Okay, go get Juliet. Hi, Dave, Midwest Picker. Hello, hello.
Hello, Dave.
I'll see if Misty can answer this while Joslyn's gone. I don't know that me and Julian could answer this.
Hottest trend. Art glass is pretty hot right now. Hand blown art glass is pretty popular. Fairy lamps are popular right now. Mexican pottery pieces are popular right now. Tanala, Ken Edwards.
I got one of them, a Talavera piece.
Talavera
today.
Yeah, that's a good one too. And I keep saying this, and I have a feeling that I think that Italian pottery pieces are going to start becoming.
I pick up every single one. I love.
I think they're beautiful. I hope that they do, because they're colorful and fun and really pretty.
Hello, Justin. Justin will be our guest on the show here coming up in a few weeks, the flipping accountant. Thank you for coming in tonight. Did I get Virginia? Did I give Virginia a dolphin? Does anybody know?
Virginia? I don't think so.
Okay. Even if I did, you get a double dolphin because I don't remember a double dolphin. Okay, Virginia. Super chat. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Amazon was a little harder for me to learn. And I've stopped doing Amazon totally. And I was lucky. I have a friend who sells millions of dollars a year on Amazon who was willing to like hold my hand through it. I don't know why it seemed like for me, and it's probably because I've done eBay off and on since the 90s. So I, have kind of done it, but Amazon seemed way more difficult for me. You could learn it, but like, I don't source. Your majority of Amazon stuff is new, and a lot of people do retail arbitrage or wholesale to get that. And I don't have the opportunity where I live to do that. And that's not fun to me. Like, my friend makes millions, but he makes his own products. They come from overseas and it's mass produced. And I like hunting. I like finding stuff, whether it's online on estate sales or it's in person. I like the hunt, and I'm doing this because it's what I like. It does make me money, but the whole point of me doing it is because I'm making money doing something I like. And if I was just doing mass produced or brand new 100 Barbies, I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like it. And I might as well stay nursing, making good money. I want to do what I like to do. So,
yep.
Yep.
I don't know what Laura means. I don't know if either of you want to take a shot at interpreting this question.
Like, how do we handle shipping problems or shipping, like, how do we ship things? And just, you sell it, you ship it. I mean, you just.
I do calculated shipping. I don't
yeah.
know.
Oh, maybe that's what. I do calculate
I don't know what. Laura, if you want to clarify, and hopefully we'll see, just to reiterate, Carol wants to know why not Etsy over eBay?
I don't like the listing process on Etsy.
I have never been on Etsy, but somebody just said that there's a hurricane name, and it's going to be Julian this year, and I don't think there's ever been a hurricane.
It is Julian. Julian, I could have Hurricane Julian come, and I could set a fire in my yard.
Dude, that's where it's at. That's how, I don't want it to be like a devastator. I don't want my name to be off the list.
Look at
That's
like
what I said when I saw my name was on it. I'm like, no, they shouldn't have done that. And then look what happened to
New
Orleans.
One of those things like you're going through the car wash, those things that flips around, with all the little screens on it.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay. Fred is the next hurricane. I did look it up, but that's kind of funny. Julian's on the list. Maybe it will be Julian. I don't list on Etsy because they want too much fluff, and I'm not a fluffer. I do not do long descriptions. I take really good pictures, and that is my description. And I feel like Etsy buyers want more of a story behind an item, and I am more about getting my listings out there versus taking a ton of time. I do research to find out what they are, but I don't do it for very long. I won't stay on an item for longer than 15 or 20 minutes. And then I just price it where I feel is fair for what I bought it for. And if somebody gets a great deal, it could be worth a lot more, then I'm still happy because I'm making money. I tried Etsy and it didn't go well for me. I know Tim over the years is in here. He does very well on Etsy. And I know several people that do very well on Etsy. I can't do the descriptions. It's too much. Like, it's too much.
Yeah.
Oh, Joslyn, you're just in time. I know your answer to this because I think we've discussed this, but why not Etsy over eBay?
Oh, well, for a few reasons. Sorry, I've got two children behind the camera right now. I've got an audience. It's a little intimidating. So we were originally on Etsy, but it just got to be a little bit too much. They started forcing the free shipping on a lot of people. And then on top of that, at the time, a lot of people were using Crazy Lamp Lady in their tags and still are, to the point where we eventually got Crazy Lamp Lady trademarked to try to combat that and stuff. And when I reached out to Etsy, they basically told me it was my problem and they weren't going to do anything about it unless I got an attorney involved. So I was like, you know what? I don't really need to be supporting you or selling on your platform. So we ended up switching over to eBay, and they've been very good about, working with us if we ever have any issues. And so I prefer eBay. I also like being able to use the auction format, and I have a store over there, so and the reach. There's so much, you reach so many more people on eBay than Etsy. So it was just kind of like, well, I maybe should have done this at the very beginning because it's millions more people than Etsy.
Yep.
And I think eBay is I know Misty does a lot of live sales, but like eBay is, I think, all of our main, right, as far as online platforms, that's our main. Like my sales last year, 90% came from eBay, and I have the same amount of listings on Mercari, Facebook, Poshmark, and 90% that, lets you know how much eBay does have that reach. Carol wants to know, how do you come up with a name for your business and check if it's available?
I done mine through GoDaddy. I bought my domain and stuff through GoDaddy. And I think that there's a thing that you can do, like when you're choosing your name, if it's, like thrifterjunkervintagehunter.com or whatever, if it's available, then you can pay. I don't even remember. It's not a very expensive fee. You have to pay it every year. But it's just one way that you can check. But that's where I've gotten mine through, was my GoDaddy. which is who I have all of my accounting software go through. It's GoDaddy.
I guess when I got Crazy Lamp Lady, I checked all the platforms and everything. eBay, of course. Well, no, not eBay. Facebook. Sorry, now I'm like distracted by my children. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I checked all the platforms to see if Crazy Lamp Lady was available, and I made sure that before I even like made a channel or did anything publicly, I made sure that I had them all on lockdown. The one that I never got was Twitter, and there was a Crazy Lamp Lady on Twitter. So, and that was after we already had Crazy Lamp Lady. So if you're following Crazy Lamp Lady on Twitter, that's not me. But, since it is trademarked, our trademark attorney is working on that. So yeah, the Macari, our trademark attorney, had to deal with a Macari Crazy Lamp Lady and Cherish. There was a Crazy Lamp Lady on there. I didn't have that one either. So, if you're gonna like name your business or anything, make sure that you have it across the board, and the GoDaddy domain is important as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and through the state in South Carolina, if you do an LLC, they'll run that name to make sure no other thing even has like a close name in your state. So, and I didn't really do any of that. My girlfriend was like, "Hey, name your stuff the Bearded Thrift Machine." I was like, "That sounds good to me," because I didn't realize how big the community was.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And I think like depending on what you're wanting it for, like if you're wanting it for social media, I think it being like catchy is definitely something like with how to come up for, like I'm a nurse and I'm flipping. So, something about yourself that like kind of fits with you. And I did the same. I have my GoDaddy domain, even though I do absolutely nothing with it. I do own the nurseflipper.com. I don't do anything with it just yet, but I have it. And then like Instagram, eBay. Now we did it again. Instagram, YouTube, and then Facebook. Have any of us gone to Round Top in Texas?
Oh, I'd love to. Would love to. Hi, sissy.
Julian.
I would love to go. I just want to go to Texas, period.
What is Round Top? I don't even know what Round Top is.
It's a big antique flea market event.
I have never been. I have been to Texas, though.
I think it's sort of something like Brimfield, only it's in the western part of the country.
I have the same answer. I've never been there, but I've been to Texas.
Yeah. I can't remember where I was in Texas, though.
I didn't go to Texas. I drove through Texas. The Gamer Cole. I'm going to give you your super chat really quick while Juliet tells her secret. No. Super chat. The Gamer Cole says, I have a massive amount of art glass and I can't seem to move it in the booth. Should I just do eBay? Honestly, eBay freaks me out.
Why does eBay freak you out? People say that, and I always wonder why. What is it about eBay that freaks people out?
I think it's just the unknown. Like eBay can be intimidating, I feel like, for newbies. It's easy for us not to be intimidated because we've been around it so long. But like there are scammers when you're new. That does happen. It happens to almost everybody. It's just getting past that initial like month, guys. Just a few weeks until you build up feedback. And if you buy and build feedback, then you might even skip the whole scammer part. If you have 15 or 20 feedback from buying cheap stuff, then you might skip all the scammers. But as far as like switching it, I don't do boosts, but I would say if it's not moving, I feel like it wouldn't hurt to list on eBay because you get so many free listings. Like
and eBay's a much larger market.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons I'm able to go into booths and buy it for so cheap and sell it on eBay is because eBay is a much larger market and there's a lot more collectors. You're putting your product in the eyes of a much larger market. So I would definitely give it a shot.
Yeah, I would agree. Large market.
Yeah. How do you become familiar with what's hot?
Well, watching people's YouTube what sold videos. That's a good way to help on eBay. Like for what I do, like for people that the collectibles, I look a lot of like what's on trend decor wise. If you look on things on Pinterest or Instagram, and you see things that are inspiring and people, and then you see the comments and you see how popular the posts are, so you can kind of gauge the popularity of certain kitschy items and things like that. As far as vintage and antiques, I mean, I know we're not just talking about vintage and antiques. Not everybody is a vintage and antique seller, but yeah, I think watching YouTube videos, I mean, you're going to get so many advice from people, and you're going to learn from people for free. People are putting out eBay what sold videos, and so you're learning. You're going to learn the good and the bad, because I know in all eBay videos, there's always like, well, this thing sold, and I only made a couple dollars on it, but so you'll learn what not to buy sometimes.
Yeah, for me, it's I go by what's for me. I love what I love, and I love selling the stuff that I buy. So for me, it's looking at my own trends and seeing, oh, I bought this, it sold really well, I'm going to buy more of that, and kind of analyzing the trends and what I like to buy is kind of what I go on, not necessarily. But I like, for instance, the fairy lights and the fairy lamps, they're really, really hot right now. So I'm buying those because I see a lot of other resellers are doing very well with them. So that's something that I'm buying, more of, because I see they're doing really well. So, watching other YouTubers and seeing what they're doing really well with, like Misty said. Yeah.
I agree. 100%. YouTube, what sold, and a lot of Instagram, what's been selling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And TikTok.
And I do like Joslyn if I sold it good. Yeah. I haven't watched. Listen, I get stuck on TikTok and I'll be like, crap, it's been 2 hours and I'm still looking at 10-second clips. I had to delete TikTok because I legit will do nothing but look at TikTok for hours. But I'm the same as Joslyn. Like, I know, but I go overboard. So I sold 4 Kachina dolls for good money, and now I bought 20 of them. That's just how I function. If I find things that are selling well and making me a good profit, I go find more of them. Yeah. And a lot of times it's a lot more of them, unfortunately. Mark, OGNZ, thank you so much. I really appreciate your $25 super chat. Mark is amazing. He's down in Orlando, and I still think he has not put his first video out. Him and his son do reselling together, and he does not have a question. He just said, keep the good questions coming. I'm definitely giving Mark a dolphin. Super chat. Thank you, Mark and Zoen. I really appreciate it. Aurora says Joslyn can answer. So we got a question while you were gone. It just said, what do you do for shipping? I think that was all it said, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what
How
do you
handle
for
shipping?
How do you handle shipping with the Walter?
Well, I mean, we buy a lot of our boxes in bulk. So we have all different sized boxes. We get our bubble wrap from Bubble Boy. And I alternate between the codes of these two over here, because I'm like, I can't show favoritism. I have to use each of your codes. So every time Andrew's right, I'm like, who did we? Okay, we used Kat's code last, and now we got to use Misty's code.
Write it on the calendar. Write it on the calendar. She places a big order.
So, and then of course we use paper. We don't use peanuts or anything. We use strictly paper. We're not peanut people. And
that's a great, there's a shirt too. We're not.
That's a shirt idea.
Peanut people.
And then we have Kate and Walter who work for us. Kate is part-time. She works Mondays and Wednesdays, and she does a lot of our shipping on Mondays and Wednesdays. And Walter still does a lot of our shipping, and they do a fantastic job shipping. And that's how we ship. I originally was very reluctant to give up shipping, and then I gave it to Andrew, who gave it to Walter, and now Walter and Kate do it together. And
it's hard to let go of.
It is. I was so
the way you want it done.
Things didn't get broken. This is how I like it done. And so I relinquished it to Andrew. It was difficult for me, but this still gets done the way I like it. So it's all good.
I think this is a really good question, and we might have different answers depending on our experience. Melanie says, aren't the fees on eBay prohibitive for a smaller markup and a smaller audience? I don't think there's a smaller audience, but like I'm thinking like maybe a smaller seller is how I'm reading that question.
I don't mind paying the fees. I mean, look, nobody likes to pay fees, but I'm saying I don't mind paying the fees on eBay because eBay makes me money in the long run. I am paying for their services. It's you're going to have to pay fees for if you're having services from anywhere, they're providing me a service and I'm paying for that service.
Yeah. And it's a percentage. It's not like, there's an insert fee, but it's a percentage. So, even if it's a smaller item, the fees are smaller, so it's a percentage off of what you sell. So, it's worth it for the audience that you're reaching. So it's not necessarily you're always reaching the same audience. You're always reaching the same market. So I don't think the fees are necessarily prohibitive. I think that it's worth it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Because if you go out here and try to buy like a storefront or whatever and then reach that many people, that would be virtually impossible with the fees that they're giving.
Right.
I like to pay them. I don't like to pay them, but I would definitely pay them because
to reach that many people.
Yeah, to reach that many people.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to focus on a different part of this question. And when you say a smaller markup, that to me says you might be paying too much for your inventory. So I even promote my listings very high, some up to 10 or 11%, which means I'm paying almost double eBay fees. But I buy my inventory typically at 10% of what I'm selling it for. So you're making your money when you buy that item, not necessarily when you sell it. So if you're paying too much, then you would be worried about those fees. But if you buy items at the right cost, I think those fees would seem less, less cumbersome. They're like, if you buy low enough, the fees aren't going to impair your profits by much. I'm okay doing double and promoting my whole store because I buy at 10%, so I've got 90% of room for fees, and I do calculated shipping. They're paying, I'm not. And I still run at like a 50% profit margin. So I think buying low, or at least, having room for those fees is important. What do we think of eBay's managed payments?
Fine.
I like it.
I like it too.
I especially like the accounting end of it because before when we were doing our bookkeeping, every PayPal transaction and our auctions would all end and we'd have like 20, like so-and-so paid and the fees went out and this person paid and the fees went out. And it was like, and it was just so overwhelming. But now it's weekly and it comes in and that's it. Yep. It's like, okay, this is wonderful. From an accountant perspective, it's delightful.
It is. And as of July 1st, 20 days ago, eBay started collecting for Florida state tax. So my accountant is probably in love. I think we were like the 40th state, like 40 states were ahead of Florida. But now eBay is collecting it because that was the most cumbersome part of our accounting was reporting individual counties in Florida, the sales tax. That was a pain.
Crazy.
Arizona Thrifter, that is cool. There are a lot of nurse flippers, not like me nurse flip, but a lot of nurses that flip. I have met quite a few, and I really wouldn't have thought it was so high, but it is. And we guys are coming in a minute to the last 10 minutes, was just crazy. This 2 hours has flown by. So we're going to do our like fast, our quick fire round. So, hey, this is an easy one to start with. Okay, why don't we just start it because we're only a minute away. We're going to answer as fast as we can with answering, and I'm going to get through as many questions as we can. I'll tell you, I'm at 9:38, so I'm only 11 minutes behind on the chat, which is not bad, so let's go. Paula Dunn, have you been to Kentucky?
Yes.
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 Are we all entering? I'm so confused.
Yes. Yeah, we just go in a circle. And then we go to the next one. Do you go to the world's longest garage sale?
No.
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 No. Is Rhett? I don't know the answer to this, and I think I'm the only one in Florida. Does anybody else know the answer to this question?
Nope.
No.
Question: do you all have LLCs?
Yes.
No.
No.
S Corp.
I'm a
Yes.
friend.
What do you do with people who bid and don't pay?
They lose bidding power and they can no longer buy.
I open an unpaid item case against them, and then they get a strike from eBay.
I do what they do.
Me too. Molly says Julia is Joslyn's mini-me.
Me too.
I'll just leave that there while I'm looking for another question. How do you get rid of scammers? I'm totally new.
I block them. I don't. You can block people from your eBay store.
Yeah, you have to report them.
Yeah.
Yes. You do that. Block them and then just keep doing that. They'll go away.
As you build your feedback, though, there's going to be less scammers. They mess with the new people, guys. They know who's new. Deborah loves Juliet's new do. Ta-da! Look, we're just going to leave cute Juliet comments up while I look for questions.
Ashton's like, what about me? What about the cute Ashton comment?
Ashton, we can't see you for your new do. Show us.
Hi.
Hi, Ashton.
How's Minecraft going, Ashton? Minecraft going good?
Yeah.
What records do you keep for your taxes, and do you do your own records?
Well, I do not do my own taxes. I keep all my receipts of what's coming in and what's going out.
I have QuickBooks, I have a bookkeeper, and I have an accountant. All of those things.
I use QuickBooks, and I will definitely be getting an accountant this year because I made a lot more than last year. So
I have an accountant who does everything.
See, I have a CPA.
Yes, mine is a CPA as well. Is Pyrex hot or is it a fad?
It's depressed. It's not as hot as it used to be.
It's
Very, very,
Pyrex is very sad.
very depressed.
it's so sad.
Comment of the night. Pyrex is
That's merch. Sad Pyrex with sad face.
I'm
Yeah,
depressed.
face on it.
There's Misty's next shirt. Tim says it would take a month to teach somebody.
Oh,
How
me
to
too,
ship.
Tim.
Yeah.
I can't give it up. I can't give it up. I won't.
I don't know what Virginia's asking. Is it worth it?
Yes, it's always worth it.
Everything is.
I would
Yes.
agree with that.
Okay. We will say yes.
Yep.
Wanda says, do you have just an account used for shipping?
I have a business. I mean, I have a business account. Anything that goes on in my business goes through my business account. Shipping, buying, everything.
Yeah, I have a business account as well.
Yep.
Whoa. If you're talking about my buying, I buy tons of estate lots and I buy box lots. So I get stuff really, really cheap. So we're talking like $1 items regularly. I'm assuming. So I guess if I'm at 10%, I'm much better than 20%. I do pay up. I'll pay up to 50% if it's like a $300 profit. If it's a $300 item that'll sell for $600 fast, I will pay up to make more money.
Absolutely.
How do you determine the value of pottery that is handmade and signed?
If it's signed, you look it up.
You look it up.
If you can read the name.
Yes. Yes.
I have one I put up and they're like, well, what's it say? I'm like, I don't know where it would say. Like, you might be getting a great deal or I might be selling it for too much money. But it's signed.
Who knows?
Hello, Kayla.
Hey, Kayla.
Kai says, Joslyn, has Andrew sold the Elvis furniture yet?
No, we actually have an Elvis impersonator in Canada who wants to buy it. Yeah, he wants to have it shipped to him in Canada. And
No. He must come to you and pick it up, and he must perform
for us for YouTube. Yes, that is what I'm saying. And everyone's like, oh, but, and I'm like, no, there are no buts. If he's going to buy the furniture, he must come to us and perform for us. So, yes, he's very interested in it. I'm like so reluctant to sell the bar. I want the bar. I've always wanted the bar. I put my do not sell price on the bar, and he wants it for the do not sell price. And I'm like, no, that's my bar.
No. Tracy wants to know, do any of us dumpster dive?
Yes.
No.
I haven't had time, but I do, and I would do it again. Opie says, do we all have eBay stores, and how long were you selling on eBay before you got a store?
I do. You have to really look at the amount of things you're going to list, if it's going to make the difference, if you're going to upgrade to an eBay store. If you're only listing, so many free listings, and that's what you're going to do, I wouldn't get an eBay store. But if you know you're going to be consistently listing daily and getting more and more and more, I've recently dropped my eBay store down. I'm at a basic store because I don't have time to list as much as I used to. So you have to make sure it's worth it.
Yes.
When I was just doing part-time, I didn't have a store. And then when I got into full-time reselling, that's when I got a store.
Yeah, I got a store. I have one. I got it right when it was like, you realize that you're spending so much money on the insertion fees rather than actually how much it was going to cost and all that stuff. So there's some calculating about that.
Yeah, if you're using the free listings, I think that's the point at when you should consider getting a store if you're out of free listings and you're paying insertion fees. Dee wants to know, have any of us heard of Moneta, Italian enamel cookware?
Nope, I have not.
I think that's a no. Nobody said no. Kelly, see, look, another nurse that flips. Kelly, oh, a respiratory therapy. Look, there's all these healthcare flippers. All of them. Hello, Dominic. Thank you for coming in, my friend. Hello. Thank you, Carol. Look, a CNA flipper. All healthcare workers. Dave has been to Kentucky, except when he's in the Bahamas, since he happens to reside there in the USA. Yes. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to me if you're not. If you like me. If you don't, then it's okay. I'll be all right. Do you reply to neutral comments? And if so, how do you respond?
No.
Neutral feedback?
I think it's neutral feedback.
Yeah, will. It depends on what it says. It depends on what it is.
No, I don't.
I don't either. Do you round up? This is a fun quick fire question. Do you round up at the register at Goodwill?
Yes.
If it's over 50 cents, I do.
I always do. The other day it was at 18 cents. I still rounded up. It was like $7.18 and went to $8. I was like, ooh, that was a tough one. But I still do.
I do sometimes. I don't have like a fast.
I'm there so much. I am giving them so much money that
you calculated it. Yeah, that was 80 cents I gave them.
Tim has the ultimate question coming up here next after this one. I will just say that. Melissa says, I think I'm probably the only one that's listing DVDs and CDs, so I'll just go ahead and answer this. There's not a high demand, and there's so many. Do not do auctions on those. List them, buy it now. That's what I say. Tim has the ultimate quickfire question. Do you believe in dinosaurs?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Ashton is yes.
Yeah.
We're all yes, Tim. I'm so sorry.
Says
Tim.
no.
Juliet, do you believe in dinosaurs?
Juliet says no just because Ashton says yes, probably.
Juliet, did you say no? Tim will love you if you say no.
Yeah.
She says no. Okay. You promote your listings. It's like an option. I think not everybody gets it. I think you have to be like at a certain level on, she's back, a certain level on eBay to be able to promote them. And you can only promote buy it now. You cannot promote auctions. And it pops up listings eligible to promote. You can click that. What do you do with stuff that doesn't sell?
I sell it.
There you go.
Yeah, we have a pretty good sell-through rate because we start everything at $4. So we don't usually have stuff that doesn't sell.
I move stuff from shelf to shelf.
Sometimes if something isn't selling, it's good to just take it off, take new pictures, refresh it, and put it on again.
I just wait, and it will eventually sell, except for the filters that I'm going to build a fort with and burn. Those are not going to ever sell.
I'm waiting on that.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I want my loft space back, and I didn't pay that much for those filters. Does anyone know if YouTube requires a certain number of subscribers before you can sell on YouTube?
No.
I know I've seen small channels doing live sales. I don't think there's any requirement.
The difference is when you have to stream on a third-party platform called StreamYard. StreamYard can be very glitchy, and your picture your quality isn't that good. So it can affect the way that your items are being seen.
Renee, yes, it is law as of July 1st. eBay is collecting taxes. Steve-O, did you miss this? We answered this for you already.
We did.
Misty said faces, and Joslyn said pretty things, and Julian and I said no, I think. This is a good question. Juliet, you have to answer this.
Oh.
Are you interested in reselling? And Ashton, answer. Do you think you're interested in reselling like your mom does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, he says, yeah. Yeah, I am.
Oh,
How about you, sis?
yes.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Dalton loves it, and I am so hoping that he keeps it up because he got mad at me. I think it was my last thrifting video. He wanted a phone to look up items like I was doing.
Oh.
No, I need my phone to look up stuff. I'm like, oh gosh.
My daughter is going to be selling with me next Wednesday. She's been buying things to resell. So she's going to be on a live sale with me and sell a few things that she's bought. So I'm excited about that.
What is an example of someone scamming you?
Still asking questions.
See, I don't know. I've never had that happen.
I've got a good one. Andrew just sold a metal detector on his account, and it did not come with headphones. And the buyer filed a return saying the headphones were broken, and they didn't come with headphones. So he was on the phone with eBay like all night. Like, I want to speak with your supervisor, and I think he got like 3 or 4 supervisors up, and they're basically going to either force the return or just force the refund, because he couldn't convince them that it doesn't come with like in the listing it says no headphones included, and they filed a return saying that the headphones were broken. It didn't come with headphones. So that's an example of a scammer. I guess they're trying to pull it over somehow. Yeah.
I only had one. It was where like they were trying to make me change. It was on a Bose stereo for like $200 or $300. Change the address that it was going to. So I was like,
I don't think I've went through far enough because they come off like a scam. Like they tell you to contact them at a phone number, an email, or some way off the platform that's like immediate red flag. So
Yeah,
I don't know beyond that what would
Like
happen.
the most basic scam is outside.
I found a feather thing.
Oh, a feather thing. Okay.
A feather.
We have lots of those.
Are you more successful on eBay if you have a YouTube channel as well?
You can be.
Yeah, I think you can be, but I mean, I was selling stuff before I had the YouTube channel, and I mean, I was successful at it. So I don't think you need a YouTube channel to be successful with eBay selling. There's lots of successful eBay sellers that do not have a channel.
Yes.
you'd spend a lot more time listing if I didn't do all the other YouTube stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it takes time away. I think like it can help. I'm starting to where I am getting more like maybe like one viewer sale a day. So if you add that up, that's like 365 extra sales a day where I'm at right now. So it's helping, but I also was successful making over 100,000 on eBay before I even had YouTube. So I was doing perfectly fine without it. It's probably helping a little bit. But 95% of my sales do not come from YouTube at all. So we're going to answer a couple more questions, guys, and get off here because we are late right now. The Eclectic Rhino, I will give you your dolphin. Sent me questions. I will give you the dolphin.
Super chat.
And they want to know, do we deduct our donations off of our taxes?
Like, I don't really
I don't know if
donate.
they mean rounding up, or I don't know. You could answer for any kind of donation.
Charitable.
That might add up if you go to a lot of Goodwills.
Well,
Yeah, good.
do you know too? And I forget this all the time, but if you have a tax ID number, you can show that, and the Goodwills will deduct that. You can buy it tax free.
Yeah, with your resale certificate.
Yeah. So if you're doing that, then you're already doing that.
I
Anyway.
like Peter's question.
They don't like donate a lot.
What? Hold on. I will tell you, and I've got asked this a lot because I give away truckloads of stuff free when I go through my auction lots, the lower cost stuff that I don't want to sell. And I give it away to local people who then bring it to their church, and they bring it to, I think, a thrift store near them. And I am not in a high enough income bracket to where that small deduction would make a difference. So I'd rather personally give it to somebody that I know is using it.
Yeah.
Richard, I'm going to give you a dolphin. Joslyn, did you see a question that was good that you wanted to answer?
Oh, just Peter's question was funny because the other day I'm like, do you remember when I bought this? Because he usually keeps track of the glass that I buy, and I had this amazing piece of glass. I couldn't remember where I bought it from. So he's joking with me in the comments saying, have you ever forgotten where an item came from? Because I'm like, what video was this? Where did I buy this?
Where did this thing? I have been doing that because it's like I'm getting longer that I've sold. And like I sold a jacket today or yesterday that I've had over 2 years. And I'm like, I don't know where this jacket came from. I don't remember.
Just a
I sell, I on my videos, when I do like haul videos and stuff, I offer my items to my watchers, and so they can email me and buy directly from me. And if, I'm putting out videos every single day and people are like, I want to buy that, table scarf with the bird on it. And I'm like, maybe I bought a couple of them, and I'm like, I don't remember. And so if you can send a screenshot, and people do, they'll send screenshots. It's this thing. And that's so helpful. That's so helpful.
All right, Richard, hold on. I'm going to give Richard a dolphin, and then we are going to answer Miss Carol's question, and then I will let these lovely ladies say bye because we're keeping them late as it is. So Richard never wants a dolphin. He wants a dolphin. Richard, I want to say thank you so much, guys. Richard is my main moderator in my chats every week. Every Tuesday he is here unless he's had an emergency. So, Richard, I appreciate what you do for me. And I met Richard in Cincinnati, so we actually got to meet in person. So thank you so much for helping moderate in here. And I would have given you a dolphin for free, but here you go.
Super chat.
You can have dolphins for free whenever you want, Richard. You help me a lot.
Juliet wanted me to tell all of you something. She's been waiting very patiently.
Tell us.
Yesterday, she went to yesterday? 2 days ago. She was at her grandfather's pool, and she was there with another little girl, and the other little girl's mother turned away, and the little girl started drowning, and Juliet saved her life. She was able to push her over the side of the pool when none of the adults were around, and she saved her from drowning. So
that is amazing,
I wanted everyone to know.
That's amazing, Juliet.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
that is
awesome.
That is amazing.
That's wonderful. Good for you.
That is awesome.
She's been
She's like
whispering. She's like, will you tell them? Will you tell them? So I had to let
That is amazing. Okay, we are gonna.
She's a little hero.
New hero.
You are. That is amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
She's hiding. We're gonna answer Miss Carol's question, and I am sorry if we didn't get to all the questions, guys. We do still have over 1,000 in chat. Thank you guys so much for staying with us for the whole show. And we're here every Tuesday. And Yvonne, Thrifty Rich, is on next week. And now my behind done went and forgot who's with her. Hold on. Now I feel bad. Junk to be Loved and Yvonne Thrifty Rich will be on with me next week. So Carol would like to know, how do you find balance doing daily videos? I can't even get one a week. So we will answer this and then we will say bye.
Figuring out a schedule that works for you and sticking to it and staying up late. I know, just from Joslyn, talking to Joslyn, sometimes we're up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And you just get it done.
Yeah, I think it helps a lot of the times when I'm like to get multiple videos in one day. Like if you don't have a whole lot of time to go out filming, but you have like one day off, like go out and get multiple videos. And then, if you have multiple videos the next day off, spend that day editing those videos and then just do one a week, like commit to one a week, and you can alternate. Like if you get 3 videos one day off, the next you edit those 3 videos, you space them out over the next 3 weeks, you can start alternating them, and then you're doing 1 video a week. I mean, if that's all you can commit to, that's all you can commit to. But as long as you have consistency and your viewers know that they can expect you every Tuesday, every other day, or once every day, that's what's important, is just having that consistency.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of doing a whole bunch of videos in one day. Like today I did I think 3, so I'm set for like a while because I had a lot of footage. So now my pressure's off. Like I can
absolutely.
So I like that idea. It's a lot in one day.
Yeah, and I went to 4 thrift stores today and got footage for 4 videos, so I'm doing the same thing. Everybody is repeatedly saying I need to give Juliet a dolphin.
Oh, yeah.
That gets a dolphin.
Juliet, this dolphin is for you.
Super chat.
You got it.
There's your dolphin, Juliet.
Yay. Thank you.
All right, guys. I'm going to make everybody big. Misty, if you want to tell them about the sale tomorrow and whatever else, and then we'll say bye and get off here so the kiddos can go to bed.
Yep, tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube channel, I'm having a live vintage sale with Yvonne Thrifty Rich. It's going to be a lot of fun, so I hope that you can join us.
All right. Here's the whole family. Go.
All right. Well, I put out daily videos on Crazy Lamp Lady. I've got some really exciting videos scheduled for August, where I'm going to be dropping the Hoarder series. I've been filming that and looking forward to that. So make sure you tune into my channel. Okay.
I see Juliet waving bye. And here, I'll let Julian say this for me, but thank you, ladies, both so much. They have been on. I think this is the 3rd or 4th time, so thank you guys for coming on every time. I appreciate it. Julian, take us out.
I appreciate everybody that stopped in the chat, and we know we had like 1,200 to 1,400. Obviously, thank the guests for being here, and always I thank Kat for letting me be her co-host.
Thank you guys so much. We will see you next week with Yvonne Thrifty Rich and Junk to be Loved, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. Bye.